manipulate, or they call it patronizing. So I go from cheerleading, I want to turn you to customer. Yes, sir. Am I correct?
Yes.
Then from cheerleading, from customer, guess what? We now start talking about this buzzword that I've been reading the last 7 years. Now we have said collaboration. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. Am I correct? How do we collaborate? You now start saying that. The truth about it is that a lot of us will not hacked collaboration. Am I correct? We've not hacked. So you now begin to find out that the real thing that you're looking for is not necessarily collaboration. What you're looking for is commitment. Commitment is what is now almost like a trend in today's world. When somebody says, oh, Chika, you have a school, right? And you want your school to be this and this and that. So I don't necessarily need to have a child to take to Chika's school. But I can say, you know what, Chika, I have 50 million naira. And I'm going to look for 10 other people that have 50 million naira. And I'm going to give Chika. We become what? Committed to Chika's school. Are you listening to me? 10 of us with 50 million naira, that's how much? 500 million plus Chika's vested interest and passion. Will it grow? Yes. Will we get returns?
Yes.
Now, Chika had me with 50 million naira. She never approached me. All she was just saying is, they are not cheering me on. What is the use of my like on your post? It doesn't make a difference. Fortunately, but the Instagram did not even show me that you posted something, thanks to the algorithm. So I didn't even know. Maybe it was 3 days later. You think you were on Instagram live? Said it's direct to me. Like, you are not supporting me. I'm not trying to support you. That's not what I'm called for. Support is the lowest base of empowerment. Hope you know. So if she got me committed, she will get more. Yes or no? She will become more. Yes or no? Come to me now.
Yes.
So you see how we move over the years. And that's how every brand should become strong enough. I've seen many people, I can use many stories, where people are now doing things they really want to do. Not because they look at it as what they will do later in life based on their personal success. They are now making success from the beginning because it's now commitment from everybody. Collaboration is no more attractive. It's commitment and people are now busy. Now the big brother of commitment is completion. Are we together? Now, what am I trying to say? It is high time that you need to realize that the way you build the brand is the way you will attract all these things I've shared. A strong brand easily will get completion and commitment and collaboration. Weak brands will struggle with cheerleaders and maybe customers. So if somebody is old and the children are beyond your school, you look at them, you just be praying for me. That's the only thing I say to them, because you don't see value beyond that. And somebody will say, you know what, Dr. People, why don't you have a school in Kenya? I say, Kenya. If it was left to people, Kenya would not be the subject. But now Bimbo has become a brand that is no more Bimbo. Bimbo has become the Bimbo. Are you listening to me? And she doesn't need to know, because it might just be me saying that, wait too. I might find success in Bimbo that Bimbo is not looking at. And I'm saying that the reason why we are going to Mauritius is this. Bimbo is saying, hey. I say, no. It's not hidden agenda. I will tell Bimbo, I say, this is an agenda. I'm supporting you as a friend, yes. But this is my agenda. Bimbo, my money is in your hand. You don't understand. Not in that sense. You don't aim at me. You get it? Good. And that way, then Big Brother is committed to me because our success is actually my success. Are you following what I'm trying to say? Are you listening?
Yes.
So if I say my goal is to make sure that the next African Union session, I'm going to put Bimbo behind his car. She's going to say something. This is the speech you will give. Listen carefully. The reason I'm pushing that trajectory to that point is because I have something that by the time Bimbo shows up, anything that happens after is done different. So Bimbo is no more a person. To me, she's a project. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Now, every everyone needs to understand we're in the business of trading offers. Are you listening to me? That is why direct lending. Yes, we're trading offers. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That is why direct lending is the traditional school mainstream system. Most of you need to now begin to look at distance learning. A lot of you've left distance learning for universities. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Is there a law that you cannot do distance learning?
No.
What is distance learning, by the way? Learning from
A distance.
and some people are learning as they teach. Some people are also learning from learning from a distance. That's what distance learning is. Are you listening to me? Do you know that Asians can buy into your school and become students? Are you listening to me? Especially Asians that their end vision that they've casted for them is to dominate something in Africa. Because Africa is the next destination. For most of you, the only thing you think about is your state of origin, your tribe, where you're from, and your other state in Africa. Do you know some of you could have studied in another African country that now become your own school mission? My mission in my school is that Mozambique has an untapped resource and benefit. So we're going to be teaching the students and the people who are outside us in terms of location on the world of Mozambique and what they can do in the future of Mozambique 10, 20, 30, 40 years after. Mozambique now becomes a school case study adopted by your school. So anyone that chooses to import anything around Mozambique or export anything to Mozambique, do you know that Asians will register? They don't have problem with cash. Neither do they have problem with funding. Are you listening to me? Now, you didn't have any reason to read a coding book before or to do a course or something like with Dr. Ogichola before because you were looking at the construct of your vision. You're saying what you sold to us is nice, but we don't have a pursuit big enough. Now I've opened the door. If you change your offer, guess what? Some things you shy away from as expensive becomes essential. Do you get it? I listen to me. And all of a sudden, guess what happens? Even your recruitment begins to change. Most of you, your 90% recruitment is teachers. You just realize that before now, you can't begin to recruit growth officials, growth experts. Some schools don't know why they need business development experts. They don't know whether they need growth officers. But because your pursuit is changing based on the fact that you are now growing your offer, guess what? The unit and department that didn't exist before, guess what happens? Talk to me now. That is what it means to be visionary. And this, as you think in decades, let me demystify the calendar for you. Just as much as it's not a headache to think of how you will breathe next week. Next week becomes your life. So don't make a big deal of evolution of your brand. Because a lot of us are not thinking about is I don't want the brand to think of the growth of my soul. Have the power to create, even if it's just what we fancy. A lot of things they told us in colonial world. It was the fancy of our colonial masters. Do you know? Do you know? So I'm trying to interpret this thing so you understand. Is everybody following our back history? Is it making sense?
Yes.
Now, the first thing is to grow your offer very quickly. As you begin to grow your offer, you grow your options. Yes. You grow your what? Options. Now this is where audacity comes in. I've been training for years and I discovered the reality. I didn't plan to share this, but let me just share it all the same. So by the grace of God, I've been privileged to raise leaders, coaches and all. And I found out that I have to pay attention to buyers' behavior. I'm sure you noticed it. So imagine where you raise a group of people to become higher versions of themselves. And then they discover, that they need to do ABC. So I was privileged to coach someone that had a project that the coaching ended up getting them about close to $500 million. Right? They got the money, they went to EDS, Enterprise Development School. Huh? And they gave the money to Enterprise Development School and said, this project we want to do, help us run it. What we designed on the table together. Enterprise Development School calls me and said, part of the people that we are doing this project on, please, you want to just have a webinar for them. Don't worry, we'll give you data money. He said, what's the data money? 50K. Eh? You don't understand? You midwife a project, it brought about half a billion, almost 500 million. They took it to someone that had the profile pedigree to warehouse the money, to implement. Implement a solution they are not privy to. Of course, that's not out of place, but it happens. Then the implementing person now comes back to you, who was part of the origination, and says, don't help us talk to the people that walk through this thing, we'll give you 50K. Even the title of that money is not 50K. I know what I'm trying to say. Not once, not twice. Or you train somebody and the person comes and says, you know what, I want to go to Lagos Business School. I've heard Dr. Bimbo, I've heard Dr. Gushola, I've heard Dr. Ita and all that. Right? I put the doctor in my name, you didn't notice. Yeah, not fast. So they've heard all of us speak. Then I say, you know, I want to pay 14 million naira to LBS. To do what? To do this program. What's the name of the program? They not say program. The program might have been point 1 in your slide. And you know end to end that you won't charge 14 million to do much more to them. But they are chasing a fantasy of perception. It's not knowledge. I've done something for someone that went to Harvard at that time, 2014. She went to Harvard, she paid 22 million naira. Then they give them assignment, she will call me. I'll be solving assignment. You mentioned something that made me remember that. That's what I'm saying this now. I explained. It's called root cause analysis. And that root cause analysis, we did that in the 300 level. One friend out loud. I've always been root cause analysis. Now say epic gather people, do questionnaires. Root cause. I said, why would you carry 22 billion naira? And now come back and all you're telling me is, thank you. You're not even, no, it doesn't, that's the thing that spoiled that friendship. I said, no, not because I'm looking for money, but because you've deliberately told me that when I look at you, when it matters most, you are not considered valuable. And please understand, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And we need to pay attention to this thing in the education space. We do what matters most to us, but it's a reflection of the value that we have. Hope you know. So my commitment to you is as long as I understand I'm valuable to you. I need to understand. And if you're not committed to me, listen, this is the reason why the Lebanese, the Arabs are multi-billionaires and they have it in a circle. They have a law, they say keep it in. Are you listening to me? So what it simply means is this: I must know the value as I will not see an opportunity today. He doesn't need to call me 10 times. He's already, how are you? Just check up for you, you know. God bless you. Just if I see an opportunity for him, I will tell you, I will call him. The same thing will happen. Because that's my commitment to them. If I'm not committed to it, then anything goes. But the people I'm committed to, that's the first thing. Because it's not just because I want them to feel good. Listen, I'm training myself to realize the third part of where I'm going to. When you grow your offer, you move into growing options. And options is where you realize that you change form to function. Everybody say form, function. It goes together. Because positioning has to do with the form. Are you listening to me? Form and function, form and function, form and function, form and function. We might go to Mauritius now. Let me use Mauritius again, since I'm marketing Mauritius. Mauritius, ambassador to Mauritius. Ambassador to Mauritius. Special envoy. Mauritius. So imagine all that we have planned to go to Mauritius. Sit down, should you school? You know what we will just start. So when I take my face away, that's what you say. Now imagine we go to Mauritius, that's your task. Now imagine we go to Mauritius now, and we've presented a package. We've done a lot of things. Let's say 50 people registered. And then we start saying, Nigerians and Mrs. School leaders are not taking care of themselves. See this wonderful thing. No. It's not a bad thing. It's a proof of concept. What we now need to look at is to say that, you know, that if we go to Mauritius and all we did was to stay at a resort, enjoy ourselves, learn together, share together, grow together, take pictures together. And we didn't say why they were taking pictures of the people who were going to the gate of tourism, waiting with them and saying, you know what? We just did an experiment for 50 people. We want to do business, we want to bring more than 50 people. Our goal is to, within the next 3 years, to bring 50,000 people to Mauritius. Would that be nice? You say yes. Give us a play. Would that be nice? Yes. Give us a line. Would that be nice? Yes. Let us have a treaty. So while others are taking conference pack or wearing conference kit, or they are doing all those things, we are creating something that has never been done before. That by the time we come back to Nigeria, the first delegation that might meet us might be Minister of State or Minister of Aviation, because we will now go back and meet someone like them and say, you know what would it take us? You know, I've told you before, what would it take us? We want to have periodically signature experience as a treaty. Every will not be part of that treaty, or maybe South African Airlines, or whatever airline has decided to board. Right? And then they give us a 5-year deal. Some of the things we pay money for will not pay. We'll just become an agent. From convener to agent. But that agent is not one thing. Are we together? And if we can do it in one place, are you not seeing why I said she will speak at AU? Because there's a movement that they are trying to pass. It's called the free movement for young persons in Africa. It's just for presidents to adopt it. About 3 countries have adopted it. That thing will give us ready transport. It's part of the vision of Kwame Nkrumah that says that Africa, though is a continent, should behave as a country. Because that's the only way we can expand. But if we cannot travel around, travel will be expensive. Do you understand? The biggest hurdle in African tourism for Africa is the fact that it's not opened up, both in terms of flight and in terms of visa barriers. Are you getting what I'm saying? Rwanda ended in 2023 a title called the Conference Capital of Africa, because it does open the doors. Just come in. If you can fly, come in. No visas, no. If you don't want to go anywhere, 4 hours away, Kenya has followed suit. Do you understand? East Africa is taking it. The largest is crazy. I was part of a trip that was spent almost $1 million, $986,000. We spent 3 times going to Rwanda in 2023. The money, if it was spent in Nigeria, to the people who spent it on. And that's the one we use the invoice for, not the one of independent people's pocket. And that's just what we were part of. Are you following? You can never comprehend what more is until you understand how to grow your offer, grow your options, and grow your outcomes. Ladies and gentlemen, if we will increase enrollment, whether it's distant learning enrollment, direct learning enrollment, if we increase enrollment, whether it's student enrollment, adult enrollment, whatever kind of enrollment it is, you must understand that you must be prepared to grow your outcomes as well. I was speaking to a current school in Lagos, and after having a pre-resumption session with them, the school owner called me and said that my school has to be a different school, just like I described, a class beyond first. What do we do? I said there's one market that is open to schools right now. It's the reform market. Schools that decide to reform. Choose a particular portion anytime. And then we had some conversation, boom, boom, boom. She said she's in it, she's up, she's ready. And by the time we started designing the pathway for it, it just dawned on her that I've been sitting on Google dust before now. And it wasn't an audacity issue for her. It was just the fact that the outcomes she had always wanted was still small. And even when she brought partners on board, it's like imagine you are bringing strong people, military people to take cockroach. You don't need that much effort. So we have to change the script. The market size that you are looking for is not even the marketplace and position. Are you listening to me? Yeah. So you need to suspend being a school owner of that school among schools. So now step into a reality that you first understand. You are first the custodian of outcomes before you are the leader of the enterprise. Is the outcome that you want to lead that will now come back to the enterprise that you must have. That will allow you to choose the values you adopt to lead that enterprise. Do you understand? Yes, sir. So technically what it simply means is this. There's a question that you only can answer, and you must start answering it from now. What outcomes do you see? What outcomes do you want to grow into? If you're not ready to grow your outcomes, certain things will not happen to you. My friend here was sharing with me a story when we were in May, right? And he told me the evolution. I've been to their school. I remember the first place I was, by the time he took me there, it was still the same place, but it was no more the same place. They grew their outcomes. Are you listening to me? You need to understand that you are not the person that started the school when you started the school. You have changed. Do you know that? You are fooling yourself to think you are still the same person. That's why your growth is so small. Think that you have changed. It's the truth. You are a co-convener and convener. It has changed. So don't treat yourself as lady chica. There's now something to it. Lady chica from the convener. You need to understand that. So if you don't do this thing next year, it's not going to be higher and better. Yeah. The only thing I will not make it higher and better is if chica stays chica. Do you understand? Are we together? So say this after me. From today.
From today,
I will grow my offer.
I will grow my offer.
Not that I will hope. I will grow.
I will grow
my offer.
My offer.
I will grow.
I will grow
my options.
My options.
The options has been many. Has been many. And some of you need to understand we're in a perfect state to do some crazy stuff. Tell me. Just remember there was a particular person that created an academy for people who failed by many years ago. He went to Ilorin because accommodation was cheap. He paid for 2 duplexes. He said once your child comes out of the exam hall and is not sure, children, most of the time they don't tell you. You know there are times you write it and something tell you that this thing is about to go. You know those stuff. I don't think the feeling I'm having is justifying the success. Am I correct? Once your child feels it's between borderline, or you see the result, send them to Ilorin. And that guy earned a name of change. He didn't do special center or whatever. All he needs is, as long as you failed, come. So some parents, when they ask their children, how's the exam? They don't worry, they are backing your back. Or you know there's some children that you don't even have faith. Goes to this one. It's the next one that is the real investment. This one is Don the Baptist. It's a forerunner exam. Do you understand? They send them, and that guy in 12 weeks, I don't know what he does, but presents them a different person. Without compulsion. The goal is they will sit and write and pass on their terms by themselves. That is an option. It's a school, because he didn't call it so high school. It's a 90-day school. And he made money that school that have been in years, that had 6 classes altogether. Are you listening to me? And some of you have land, but because you are not thinking how to grow outcomes, you've not even considered options. You pass by some land, you don't even ask. You don't have to buy, hope you know you can listen. You don't have to listen, hope you know you can partner. I remember there was a particular arrangement I had with the local government then. I didn't even remember that there was election cycle. I left it. And I think I mentioned it in one of the conferences I attended. I said, I noticed that to bury people was costing so much money. So I had an economic IGR session, a local government economy strategy session. And I said, one of the things they can do is local government that has land for burying. Hope you know. Hope you know. I said, hope you know. Yes. Want to know. The local government that is in charge of lands to bury people. You know that? Yes. Are there no cemeteries in this state?
Yeah.
Who wants them? They find out. You don't want to know. How would you know? You must know. And I said, what is stopping? What is stopping? Wait, why should educators be buried anyhow? By the way, if a school owner dies today, they bury it with everybody. If a military person dies today, there's military cemetery. Am I correct? But we are scared. Imagine somebody leaves this place and goes to a local government and says, I want to do a private partnership with you. I want to come up with a special, memorable hereafter business. I want to do the business of cemetery. And I want to have a special rates down. I want to have a special size. This one is the education wing. Wait. Why are you laughing? You see why some of you are not visionaries. And you want to change. You have special wing. You now put it. You now even do take for uppers. Give them vaults. You give those containers. You know they should just go on the general cemetery. I'm sharing with you multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm telling you, educators should not be buried anyhow. And you'll be looking for how do we get friends of friends. No, you know this person was impactful. No, there's a structure. So even if it's 10 people that attended your burial, there's dignity. And you know how much people pay for general cemetery? You know how much people pay? In Lagos, cheapest is about 400,000. Did you hear me? Death is expensive. And it's business. In 2011, I consulted for MIC. When we finished their pre-audited account, no, audited account, you know how much they made that time? 4 billion. Their turnover for the year, 4 billion, 2011. It has grown since then. Everybody has. Cut the long story short, grow your
offer. Grow your option.
Grow your
option. Grow your outcome.
Please, we can do better than that. All right. This session was explosive and it was massive. I am actually pitying, if it's a word like that, those who came here without being intentional. You have to be